Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We are going to start a new chapter today, that is measures of central tendency. The previous chapter, one arithmetic line graph I gave you. Could you complete that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this chapter is about measures of central tendency. And in that mainly mean, median, mode, those things will be taught. And it is about what do you mean by a measure of central tendency. So we are taking one single digit, one single value that will be representing the entire set of data. Okay. So previous one, we are taking almost all the frequencies we are taking. Sometimes we are taking all the values and representing it in a diagrammatic form. Now here the how we are doing that is different. We are going to find out one single value, and that will be representing the entire set of data. That is what we mean by measure of central tendency. It is also known as average. Okay, different types of average, the different methods through which we can find out this. And three types of measures we have in this. One is arithmetic mean, another one is median, another one is mode. So these three, about these three things we are going to learn in this particular chapter. Measures of central tendency, arithmetic mean, median, and mode. Graphically, you saw how we got median, mode, and all. So once more, those who have joined late, measure of central tendency. This is a new chapter. We are going to take one single value, and that will be representing the entire data. It is also known as average. And there are three measures we have in this central tendency, or three types of averages we have. That is arithmetic mean, median, and mode. Next one. There are some objectives and functions of averages. Why we are finding out this averages, there are some objectives for that. The first thing, whenever we get a data that will be very large, so to summarize that into a small form, we are using the averages. So it is very difficult to go through the large data or a lot of number of numerical figures. It's very difficult to go through that. So what happens when we are taking the averages, that is bringing into one single figure, and from that it is very easy for us to understand and remember. So because of this reason, we are using averages. So like in the other ones, what we did less than a jive, more than a jive, or we have done the graphical representations, different methods, histogram and all those things. Everywhere we are using almost all the values, sometimes the number of frequencies. So here we are coming into one single figure, which will be very easy to understand. At the same time, it will be easy to remember. So rather than large data, one single number is easy to understand. So one function of average is that to present the huge data or large data into a summarized form. It will be easy for us to understand. Second point, it will help us in comparison, or it will facilitate for comparison, or it will help us to compare the numbers here. For example, if you can see the averages, it is very helpful for us to get because they are into a single number, a large data into a single number. So it is very easy for us to estimate also. It is very easy to understand. It's very easy to compare. Data can be compared and we can take easily understand that. That is the second objective of average, to facilitate comparison. It's very easy to compare with the single numbers rather than a large data. Next one, to facilitate further statistical analysis. So there are various, afterwards you can see there are various methods through which we can use other statistical tools like correlation, standard deviation. So these are all based on averages. So we have to get the averages, then only we can use the next steps like in the standard deviation and correlation. So this will be helpful for us to do further calculations in the statistics. So the third one, it will be helpful for further statistical analysis. Another one, it will help us to understand the relationship in a clear manner, or we say that it is very much helpful for understanding relationship between different data, different groups of data or different groups of variables here. So we can have a comparison to understand a clear idea, to have a clear idea about the relationship between different groups of data. Averages will help us. So that is a fourth objective. Averages will be helpful, or it is very much important when it is very important to understand the relationship between different groups of data or variables. Next important point, it will help us in the decision making. So it is a guideline for the decision makers. Whenever people are doing the researches or they wanted to plan about something, if we have an average value, it will be easy for us or easy for those who are taking the decisions, especially related to averages. Maybe the averages, if they get, they can tell that, okay, this average can be increased in what manner. Like that kind of decisions can be taken by the researchers or those who are doing or those who are planning for various things. So it's a guideline for the decision makers. So to begin with, some of you have joined late. Kevin, can you tell what do you mean by measures of central tendency? To start with what point we started? Kevin, not there. Rahul,
Discussion and set of data.
okay, what is that measure of central tendency? What do you mean by that? It will?
Ma'am, it's checking that average, and then instead of comparing with all the numbers, just finding the average and comparing both the averages.
Okay, we can use what one advantage is what we will be getting one single value that represents the entire set of data. Okay, then we told that it is also known as average. There are three common measures we are using. What are they, Pranav?
Mean, median, mode.
Mean, median, mode. Okay. Next, I told you some objectives or functions for the objectives. What are the functions or objectives, Abhilash? First one.
To present huge data in summarized form. And then to facilitate comparison.
So mainly, first one, it is related to data. Large data will be summarized into a small one. Second one, it helps in comparison. And third one, Abdulaman. Abdulaman, what is the third one?
Ma'am, to relate the further statistical analysis.
It helps in further statistical analysis. Alan, can you tell the last one? Not the last one. Fourth one.
To trace precise relationship.
Yeah, precise, to understand the precise relationship. Then Sayuja, the last point. Sayuja, last point.
Helps in decision making.
to help in the decision making. These are all about measures of central tendency, objectives of measures of central tendency. Now, measures of central tendency, I told that it is divided into different categories: arithmetic mean, median, mode. In mean itself, there are two types, simple and the weighted one. I'll tell you in detail later. Now, first is about arithmetic mean. So this is the most common method what we are following in the measure of central tendency. How we are finding this arithmetic mean? It is a sum of the values of all observations, whatever observations we have in the data, you total it and divide that by the number of observations. Okay, so how can we get arithmetic mean? It is defined as the sum of values of all observations, whatever observations are given, total it and divide that total by the number of observations. How many number of observations are there? That with that number, if we divide, we will get the arithmetic mean. Okay. Now, Alan Verghese, can you tell how can we get arithmetic mean? Alan Verghese, how do we get arithmetic mean? Alan, is there any problem? Anish?
Ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
how are we getting arithmetic mean? How can we find?
Sum of the values of all observation divided by number of observations.
Number of observations. If 10 numbers are there, all those 10 numbers we have to add divided by observation. How many I told? 10. Okay. So in general, just imagine that if there are n observations as x1, x2, x3, it will be nth number, you might have heard, till xn. Then how can we get that? Mean is equal to this x bar means mean. Okay, mean is equal to x1, x2, x2, x3, it is x3 plus xn divided by n, you will be getting the arithmetic mean. To put it in the simpler form, it is given x bar or mean is equal to sigma x divided by n. Sigma x in the sense sum of x divided by n, you will be getting arithmetic mean. So this is a method how to find arithmetic mean. There are two types of data. One is for ungrouped data, another one is grouped data. If they have given the observations simply without any class interval, we can say that it is ungrouped data. If the numbers are given within the particular class intervals, that is grouped one. Okay, so two types of data they have given, or two types of data we have: ungrouped data and the grouped data. Ungrouped data in the sense, what do you mean by ungrouped data? Kevin, can you tell? Simply the observations.
The observations are not grouped.
It is not grouped or it is not given within the class intervals. Those kind of data we call it as ungrouped one. Grouped one in the sense those numbers will be given, like frequencies like that will be given in the particular class intervals. So arithmetic mean we can calculate for ungrouped data also, and at the same time it will be used for calculating the grouped data also. Now, ungrouped data, the same what I told you before. Mean is equal to sum of x divided by n. Sum of x in the sense sigma x you might have learned, or sigma sign you might have learned. It is the sum of all the observations, whatever is given, divided by total number of observations. This is the direct method. So arithmetic mean for series of ungrouped data. Is mean is equal to sigma x divided by n, where sigma x is equal to sum of all observations and the divided by, and the other one That is a sum of, what are the total number of observations? Next one, here one example. Monthly income of 6 families it is given. So if we want to find the mean income of these families, what we have to do? 1,600 plus 1,500 plus 1,400 plus 1,525 plus 1,625 plus 1,630 divided by how many are there? 6, right? Now, just everyone add it and see how much it is. Total how much it is, just find out. Find the total, okay? I will ask you the total. So first find the total.
Ma'am, 9,280.
Okay, Krishna Gandhi, did you get? Same number,
Yes,
is
ma'am.
it? Is it same
Yes,
number?
ma'am.
9,280. Now what we have to do? 9,280 divided by 6. Find out.
Ma'am, I got a decimal answer.
Yeah, you got the answer. That's correct. No problem. X is
Ma'am,
equal to, huh?
1,546.6.
This is a formula to find arithmetic mean. What you got? 15?
Ma'am, 1,546.6.
Point 0.6. That is correct. And it is rounded off, and they have put in your textbook 1547. Okay. It is because income 60 paisa like that you will be getting. So because of that, they have rounded off, but it is not compulsory that we have to round it. Okay. Otherwise also the answer will be correct. So here all the numbers we have added divided by the number of observations, then you will be getting the arithmetic mean. So what is the
Ma'am.
formula?
Ma'am, in the exam, if we round it off, will we get mark?
No problem. You can round it off. Rounding it off, you know the rule, right? It should be. What is the rule?
Above 5, you go to the next number, and then below
In the sense it should be at least a point more than 0.5. Okay, then only you need to round it off. Otherwise, if you put that same number also, there is no difficulty. That is also correct. Okay, because here the what we have to find out, that is income, and you know that income 0.60 paisa, that will not be there much. That's why it is rounded it off. Okay. Next one, I will give you one question. Just find out the answer for it. Okay. Here, this is a weekly income of 10 families. Just calculate the arithmetic mean by direct method. Some of them have joined now. So I just want any one person to find how to find out this arithmetic mean. Who can say? Someone, come on.
Ma'am, I'll do.
Yeah.
So we'll have to take all the numericals, like all the numericals, all the values of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J, and then divided by the number of the observations.
Observations. You have to add it and divide by the number of observations. Okay, fine. Find out.
Ma'am, we have to find the arithmetic mean, right?
Yes.
Ma'am, 1000.
Wait. Let everyone find. Roseanne, you got?
I'm doing.
Okay. Pavitra, what about you?
I'm doing.
So total is 11,160. Number of observations is 10. What will be the answer? By looking at this, you can tell the answer, right? Sayuja, you got the answer? Sayuja,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the answer?
1,116.
1116. Okay. So 1116, 1116 is the answer. Just cut it off this one. You will be getting the answer. Like this, we can get the assumed mean, or this is the direct, sorry, not assumed mean. This is the direct method through which we can find the mean. Now there is another one method. Whenever the figures are very large, here you can see 2,500, 5,000, 400, 360, like that figures are there. So whenever the figures are very large, whenever there are so many number of observations, we can use assumed mean method. Okay, so this is another method through which we can find the mean. Assumed mean, it is equal to, sorry, how can we get that assumed mean? X, this is mean, is equal to A plus sigma D divided by N. Okay, so here we are taking A as assumed mean. A means assumed mean. Another one, X, you know, it is that is total number of observations that I'll tell you later. N is the number of observations. Then D is equal to, D is the one which you might have not heard. That is the deviation of assumed mean from individual observation. D is equal to deviation of assumed mean from individual observation. So how to get D? That is equal to X minus A. X is the observation what you have in the data. A is the assumed mean. So from the numbers, for example, here so many numbers are given, right? From these, one we have to take as assumed mean. After taking that, what you have to do? This, for example, X minus A, all the observations we have to reduce. For example, here when you are writing, just wait 1 minute. Observations, what are the numbers they have given in yours? Here, numbers what they have given, you have to write it down. A, B, C, D, like that you write it down. Now, till which alphabet? Yeah.
Ma'am, we can take any number as assumed mean.
Almost what we say actually, when we have to arrange according to the ascending order, then we can take the center value, that is also correct, or the somewhat the middle, whatever comes that you can take. But according to your textbook, it is they have taken any one number. If you arrange it, they have taken 850 as the 8th number it is. Okay, so one number just they have taken as an assumed mean, then they have done it accordingly. Okay, so what you have to do, arrange, I mean, these numbers like down A, B, C, D till J, straight to that, the numbers what is given, you can write it. That is 850, then 700, then 100, then 750, like that you can write it down. So these are income or the observation. These are the observations what they have given. Now next column, D is equal to X minus A. What is D here? x minus a. So how to get that? If we have taken here in your textbook, according to your textbook, it is they have taken 850 as the assumed mean. Okay. Now you know that if you arrange it, just do one thing, just arrange these numbers once according to their these numbers 850 in an ascending order. Please arrange this 850, 700, 100, 750, 5080, 420, 2500, 400, 360. Just arrange this according to the ascending order. Usually we take the middle one as a somewhat which number is coming is a middle one that we will be taking as a assumed mean. 850 is will not come like that. For this ungrouped data, we can take any number. So when you are arranging, which one comes in the middle? Somewhat in the middle. Louder.
420.
420. I have not arranged and seen. What about Rahul? Which one? 420?
420.
Okay. So here, because it is ungrouped data, we can choose any one number. Grouped data, we have seen that the middle one we will be taking, and it will be according to the ascending order only. This is not given like that. Some are very large numbers, some are very small numbers. It is given like that. Okay. So because of that reason, we have taken any one number from this. And to get the D, what we have to do? Assumed mean we have selected here as 850. So this is the assumed mean. So to get D, what you have to do? X minus A. What is X first? What will be the answer? What is X here?
850.
So 850 minus 850, what will come?
0.
0. Okay. So next one, second one, it is 700. So what will be the answer? 700 minus 850, what will come? What will be the answer?
Minus 150.
Minus 150. Next one, 100. So 100 minus 850, what will come?
Minus 750.
Minus 750. So I want everyone to find out the answer for this. You can use this one for finding. Arrange in another manner. Then another column you make. D is equal to X minus A. Did you get all the D for all the 10 numbers? No. Anish, are you doing? Pranav completed?
Ma'am, 2 more left.
Okay. Krishnakanti, what about you?
I'm doing.
Hmm.
We're
Akshay?
taking assumed mean as 850, right?
Yeah. After taking the assumed mean, I mean, after taking the D, you have to find the sum of it. That is what sigma D. Find the total. Then you can apply this formula. This one, mean is equal to A plus sigma D by N. Assumed mean, you know, that is 850. Then sigma D, how much you got? First you find sigma D by N. Then with that you add assumed mean. So mean is equal to, what is assumed mean? Which number we have taken?
850.
850. Then sigma D, who got? Kevin, did you get sigma D? Abhilash, what about you?
Ma'am, 1 second.
And otherwise, who? Pranav, did you get sigma D?
Ma'am, we should add that all D, right?
All the D's, whatever deviation you got, that you have to add. That is what sigma D. Add in the sense there are minus sign also. So minus sign and plus sign comes, you know what to do. Either you add all the minus, add all the plus sign, then reduce it. Okay, we'll discuss this in the next class. That's better. I think you people have not completed. Okay. Fine, complete this and we'll discuss in the next class. Okay. Abdul Aman, Ellen Thomas, Ellen Burgess,
Present, ma'am.
Anish,
Present, ma'am.
Aparna,
Present, ma'am.
Krishna Kanti,
Present, ma'am.
Krishna Undi, absent. Naveen, Akshay, Pavitra,
Present, ma'am.
Pranav,
Present, ma'am.
Rahul,
Present.
Roseanne,
Present, ma'am.
Sayujya,
Present, ma'am.
Vinay, Vishnu, Abhiram, absent. Abhijit, Abhilash, absent. Amal, absent. Basuri, absent. Kevin, Omar,
Present, ma'am.
Sanam, Sandra. So we'll discuss this in the next class. Okay then. Bye everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Bye.
you.